All right, welcome back. We've taken a look at what it takes to build a out-of-the-box machine with identical components, apples to apples kind of thing. Can you build it cheaper if you were to buy the parts? Now, those are essentially computers. There are some gaming cards in them, kind of thing, small ones for the most part. So we're going to take a look at things that are identified as gaming PCs. And here's where it really kind of pisses me off, is because the consumer out there who isn't familiar with this whole hardware situation will get roped into buying these things at a hugely inflated cost. Essentially, manufacturers out there are taking advantage of the inexperience of some PC gamers just getting into it. And anyways, without me doing a lot of blabbering, let's just take a quick look at some of those examples. We're back on the Microsoft site, and how Microsoft can sell this stuff with any kind of conscience is beyond me. They have a line of products, a few of them, called Main Gear, and I'm not sure, this must be another manufacturer that does these. Anyways, I do recall seeing this as a Steam box a while back. This is a Main Gear Spark A8 M275X whatever. It's essentially based on the mobile version of the AMD A8. It's a 5557M, 16 gig, 240 gig hard drive, and of course the embedded R9 M275X graphics. So we'll take a quick look at this. And it's 1600 megahertz memory. Now, comment on this. APUs in system on chips, Intel's own Intel HD graphics, they get a lot of their speed from accessing the RAM that is available to them. So by putting in 1600 megahertz RAM when 1866 will give you a little bit of a boost, and there's really very, very little cost difference. This just shows the way that people are being taken advantage of here, in my opinion. A 240 gig hard drive, Windows 8.1, yada yada yada, 8550G, and wireless. Now you'll notice, oddly enough, it doesn't come with a keyboard or a controller. So anyways, let's take a quick look. Let's create one of these things. I've had to go with an A8 7600, 3.3 gigahertz. It's got higher top speed on it, of course. It's a desktop version, and it's got a better GPU embedded in it. So this is more powerful than the one here. However, for purposes, demonstration purposes, there you go. We've already created something that's better than what we're looking at. We've added that, a gigabyte A88X baseboard, FM2 plus, for $50, G-Skill Sniper Series. And I have added in the 1866 memory. And we've got a 240 gig hard drive. We tried to go with a case that's kind of small and cute like that one, not as gaudy though, of course. So we'll pick that. No optical drive, Windows 8.1, and our Wi-Fi adapter for our total cost of, wow, under $500. And when you look at this thing, it's double the cost, over double the cost. Used to be $1,500. It's got $400 knocked off of it, and there you go. A complete and total rip-off, highway robbery. It's just unbelievable how much these guys are taking advantage of the uneducated consumer out there who wants to get into PC gaming. So, one last little look at the wonderful Main Gear guys. Let's look at this Main Gear Vibe. MS001BLK, blah, blah, blah. Regular $2,400, $420 off for $1,979. And there we go. So, let's take a quick look at this. It's an i5 4690 3.5, 16 gig DDR3. Hey, 1866 megahertz. That's kind of nice of them to add that in. 250 gig hard drive. And our DVD-ROM drive, and it's got a GTX 760 with 2 gig memory on it. Now, interesting enough, also it does not show that it contains a keyboard or mouse, which is really quite kind of peculiar. But anywho, let's make one of these bad boys and see what kind of a cost we get out of it. there's our i5 4690. And we've chosen a nice gaming motherboard. Pretty good. Asus Maximus 6 Hero ATX. So that's nice. We've got some very fine Corsair Vengeance Pro 16 gig DDR3 1866. A Kingston 240 gig solid state drive. And there's an MSI GeForce GTX 760. And hey, surprise, look at that. They actually use a Corsair Graphite Series 230T in this thing. Yeah, it looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Except it doesn't have the big word vibe on the on the window. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Having a vibe on your computer, I don't know if that's good. Our writer, Windows, Belkin. All right, so we are looking at mail-in rebates. Forget that. So just under $1,200, and normally $2,400 again. Complete rip-off, double the cost. These guys. I mean, okay, they're selling it for $1,978 with an off-the-shelf case that you can buy for $70 on Amazon. Brilliant. So, anyways, this is again, I get a little worked up on this just because this is the consumer being completely ripped off, and even have the gall to sell it on Microsoft's own site. So, anyways, we will take a look at the Dell Alienware stuff. That's a little bit more reasonable, and you do get some decent hardware, I guess, for the cost that they charge you. But still, you can probably make it cheaper. So we'll take a quick look at that, and we'll end the video. All right, be right back. All right, welcome back. Here we are on the Dell site with their Alienware series of machines. And these are very sexy looking things. These little cases they've got, they do look very much like a gaming desktop or a console even. So, I got to hand it to them. It does look great. We won't be able to get anything that looks this fantastic, but we're just going to look at the specs and see how inexpensive or how expensive these are here. So let's take a quick look, and I won't go through the PC part picker, but you know the thing I'm doing. I'm going to PC part picker, picking the exact same devices and components, with the exception of cases. So, and for the case, I've chosen this one here, kind of going with the black and green theme. Yeah, it's not nearly as sexy, not a fraction as nice, but it'll do for our demonstration purposes. Anyways, here's the Alienware X51. It's got an i3 and GTX 745. So using a GTX 740 superclocked and the same i3, we can build this one for $525. Here is the X51 with an i5 and GTX 750 Ti, customer favorite. Grand total of $1,250. We can build this with the same parts for $650. The Alienware X51 $1,250 as well. It's got an i7. Interesting. Is there a video card on it? $1,250 anyways, and we can build this one for $920. And of course the biggest one they've got with the GTX 960. It's an i7, 16 gig of memory, terabyte hard drive, as well as a 256 SSD. Very nice piece of kit here. It's $1,600. We can build it for $975 using the exact same components, with the exception of the very nice looking shell that is composed of. So there you go. Once again, gamers are taken advantage of. You can build something much, much cheaper if you actually build it yourself. It is worth that time. If you don't know how to build it, get somebody who does know how to build it. You are looking to save a lot of money. And yeah, one thing although I will say, we'll just have one quick look at this from Dell. They've got this new Alienware Area 51. They're really going with the alien theme here. But these things have components in them that you can't really buy off the shelf. It's really a sleek looking piece, but they have got i7 Extremes in them. And in going through PC Part Picker, I could not find consumer price for these. As well, some of the video cards, the R9 370 doesn't look to be commercially available yet. So, and some of the sizes on these GTX cards, 8 gig total, 12 gig total. So, I mean, you can't buy consumer products like that. So, anyways, these are pretty slick, pretty sexy, but for demonstration purposes, we were just looking at our regular old Alienware X51s. So, there you go. Case closed. In gaming desktops, the consumer is a patsy. They are taking advantage of you. You can buy the exact same thing in components, put it together yourself, and save a hell of a lot of money. And as well, I'm not going into this, but as well, you have the ability to make something better based on, you know, some of the availability of other components for the same price. So, anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and there you go. Gaming desktop, build it yourself. If you're just looking for a box, it's probably best, and you are not somebody who likes to build, it's probably best to buy one off the shelf and stick a gaming card in it. It's just my opinion. If you're a builder or you know somebody who is, might be worth your while to do that. Anywho, take care. That's the end of this, and we'll see you later.